I was extremely nervous before I started TAFE, just because I never really considered TAFE before. It was always uni. And coming to TAFE, I didn't know what to expect. I had no idea what the learning environment would be. But very quickly, once I started my classes and got to know my teachers and fellow students, the nerves definitely settled, and I thought I fit in quite well.
I came to Holmesglen because it offered courses for mature age students as well as part-time.
The assignments were so practical. I was able to relate it to real-life companies. The actual methods of learning were 10 times better for me because I was able to speak to teachers one-on-one and get the assistance I needed when I needed as well. They made it so easy for us to understand the content. The assignments that were given to us were very practical and real. We were able to study real-life businesses and apply our learning to businesses, as well as give presentations as if we were actually CEOs or managers as well. And that was really nervous at the time because I was a student trying to pretend to be some manager, but at the same time it gained my confidence, and that was amazing in my career as well.
Holmesglen has fantastic industry connections. They have a really strong partnership with Glen Eira Council, and that enabled us to undertake placements in the Glen Eira district.
My teachers at Holmesglen have been amazing. They have been supportive. They have been very dedicated to the course, and they've delivered the subjects faithfully. So I have joined up with CPA, and I'm doing their programs. So the degree that I've just obtained has been very invaluable in that I don't have to do foundation exam. So they were very surprised and amazed and impressed with our education curriculum.
When I first thought of doing HR, I was actually quite intimidated by the actual industry, just because of working at a retail company. You always hear about HR says this and HR says that, and it's kind of like a body that's unknown. And that kind of intrigued me, and that's why I wanted to get into HR. I wanted to actually help employees in whatever company I worked for. Once I started the course in HR, I learned that there are a lot of ripple effects that can happen from a managerial change or a decision. And that intrigued me as well, because I feel like, well, as an employee previously, like when I was studying HR, I thought, I felt like the little guys didn't really get much of an explanation, and I thought, going into HR, I want to make a positive impact on employees and make their best experience in their work a positive one as well.
I never left Holmesglen after studying. I first got my first role a couple of weeks after finishing my bachelor program. I was an international marketing and communications officer at Holmesglen, and I had the opportunity to travel all over Southeast Asia, representing the institute, talking about our programs, talking to students. So that was my first role, so I was in that role for 3 years. Now I've moved over to domestic marketing, and I'm working in student recruitment, so working with all of the local schools. So why Holmesglen? I would have to say, if you want small class sizes, if you want really passionate, helpful teachers, and if you want a qualification that's going to get you a job straight after finishing the qualification, I definitely would recommend Holmesglen.
Holmesglen has changed my life immensely. I have no words to describe it. So I walked in with trepidation, and I thought that I'm too old to study, but it's not the case. This is not how, this is not how education is designed. It's not for youngsters or for people, just school leavers. It's for people with all ages.
Holmesglen's had a massive impact on my life. I've successfully navigated a huge career change for me. I've gone from the music teaching industry to the business administration industry, and I've just secured full-time employment at a business accountant firm, and I'm really excited about being able to use my skills. I feel really confident after studying with Holmesglen that I'll be able to really do my job successfully.
After finishing my bachelor, all I wanted was a really great full-time job after graduating, and I achieved that. So 2 weeks after finishing my bachelor, I was given a full-time role. So my life has changed a lot, and I'm really happy that I decided to continue my pathway with Holmesglen. If I had just stopped at the diploma level, I wouldn't have had any of the opportunities that I've been able to have since.
Holmesglen helped me get my first job through the Skills and Job Centre. They were able to find out what I wanted to get into, obviously what I studied, and then match me up with different employers. Whether I got the job or not, it was still a good experience, and they encouraged me to go for interviews to gain my confidence. And they helped me get into recruitment, which is initially what I wanted to get into after my course.
If I could say one thing to someone who wants to come to do a course at Holmesglen, I would say don't hesitate. Do not waste any more time. Come in here, enroll yourself, talk to the people who specialize in the area, and they'll put you at ease, and see if you could. If you not, that's fine, walk away, but at least you try.